episode 105 of the Joomla Beat podcast. This episode, just a quick update about what on earth is going on with this podcast and what's going on with PB Web Dev.
Latest Joomla news, design tips, marketing ideas, and interviews with experts in the industry.
Beginner or professional, this podcast is for Joomla enthusiasts.
Welcome to the Joomla Beat podcast with your host, Peter Buey.
Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 105 of the Joomla Beat podcast, the podcast all about Joomla and everything Joomla related, from design, development, marketing, and managing your Joomla websites. I'm your host, Peter Buey. Martina isn't joining me for this podcast episode, but she'll be back on another one pretty soon. Now, it's been a little while since our last podcast episode, and the last one, I'm looking at the date here, it's back in December 2015, and it's currently almost mid-year in 2016. So it's been quite a while, and I know a lot of people have been asking about what on earth is going on with the podcast. Am I still doing podcast episodes? Should they start their own? So I've heard other people wanted to start their own, and I highly encourage that you do. Go for it. It won't hurt having more and more podcasts, more and more content about Joomla around the world. So please go ahead, start your own podcast. When we have a moment, we will get back into the podcasting stream and get everything up and running again on our side of things here. But it's been very, very hectic. This is by far the busiest year we've ever had at PB Web Development. So that's just taking up all of our time, and we also changed a lot of things in our life. So I thought I'll just give everyone a clear update so you know exactly what's happening with us and why you probably haven't seen a podcast episode come out in quite a long time. So the beginning of 2016, I made a New Year's resolution, as I did in 2013, where I said I would start a podcast. This year's resolution was to build the business and transform it from where it was to where it is now. And I think that has worked quite well. We're looking to increase our sales, increase the type of projects that we're getting, from small budget to fairly large budget ones, and that has succeeded. We've had to hire more staff in Sydney, which is really cool. So Alex has joined our team in Sydney as a systems architect. So he's actually a PHP Laravel developer, and he's building the back-end system of a fairly large project which we picked up earlier in the year. One of our other guys who is also a systems architect and a high-level PHP developer, Dion, is working on that project as well. So we're lucky enough to have the talent there to get that project. And that particular project came about because they saw us as Joomla experts. The actual project itself now doesn't actually use much of Joomla, if at all. But I'll talk more about that project when we get closer to launching a prototype or the core functionality of the site, so people can actually see what we're up to, etc. Okay, so that's what's happening in Sydney. That's the direction of the business, and it's just taking a lot of our time. The other decision we decided to do was to grow the outsourcing side of our business, and that's in regards to setting up an office in the Philippines or hiring more developers in the Philippines. We decided the Philippines because there is a lot of good talent here. That's where I am right now, in the Philippines, and a little city called Cebu in the middle of the archipelago. So we decided to come here, hire more developers. We managed to find one really good one so far, and we also spent some time with one of our current developers, which we've had for about 2 years now. Met his family, had lunch with his little 2-year-old son to celebrate his birthday. It's been a lot of fun. I'll post up a couple of pictures, but if you're following me on Instagram, you'll see all the tropical island shots and all the food I've been eating around here. So it's been good. It's been a very relaxing, I guess, but also very hard-working adventure that we've taken on. So we've been in the Philippines for almost 2 months now, and next place we're heading to is Vietnam. So we are going to visit Red Web's office in Ho Chi Minh City, and then head up north afterwards to Hanoi to visit the guys at Joomla Shine and also the guys at Joomla Art there. So we're going to find out a little bit more how Joomla is working over there and what the developers are like, and hopefully we can find a developer or two to hire in Vietnam too. After that, we're heading over to Thailand, where we're going to meet up with Sai and Crit from Joomla Corner and find out what the Joomla space is like over in Thailand. We'll be spending a little bit of time in Chiang Mai and Pai. We've heard the internet is absolutely fast. It's really good and fast over there in up north. And then we're heading down south to Phuket for about a week, where we're meeting up with a couple of friends. So that would be a little bit of a relaxing week, that one. But other than that, we'll still be working quite hard over in Thailand as well. After that, our plans aren't too set. So I think we might be heading over to Malaysia to meet up with the team there from Stack Ideas and see what they're up to, see what their offices is like. Just have some fun, I guess, with Mark Lee and the team. And then we'll probably head over to Bali. That's another rest week. And then back to Singapore. So this is about a 5.5 month journey. We left at the end of May. I think it was the end of May. Yes, end of May. And we'll be back in mid-September, back in Sydney. So all fun and games, I guess. And that's probably why you haven't heard from us lately or heard a podcast episode out. So I do apologize for that. But when I make a New Year's resolution, I sort of commit to it and make it happen. So it's happening. It's very exciting for us. And I think it's going to be a very, very good year. Hopefully I'll be able to free up some more and more time to get these podcast episodes out. I think the thing that takes the most time is actually the post-production of these episodes. So a lot of the episodes in the future will be a little bit more raw. We might even go live with these and produce them straight away. So we'll be talking for about an hour and then get them on the air straight away, straight afterwards. Or might be completely live and you'll be able to join in live conversations and chats as well. So I think that's the direction where we have to take the podcast. Only problem at the moment is internet connection. Some parts of Southeast Asia, such as the Philippines, our upload speed is 0.5 meg per second. So it's a little bit slow. I guess if we keep these episodes optimized and short, it should be okay. Otherwise, I'll be spending an entire night uploading these podcast episodes. But hey, it's what you have to do. So please check out the show notes for this podcast episode. You'll be able to see the pictures and food and the team and people that we've hired here in the Philippines. I might do some more updates in regards to our trip later on as well, so you can find out a little bit more. But I might roll over to some actual Joomla news and some extensions which have cropped up over the last few months that I think I should highlight, especially if you haven't heard of any of these as well. Okay, let's go over to these extensions.
Looking for more Joomla tips and industry news? Joomla.at. Web hosting by SiteGround.
All right. So I have 3 absolutely fantastic extensions which have come across my desk, and I'd really like to highlight these. Some I know quite a lot about because I've actually sat down and played with them. One I've just seen yesterday. So I'm relying on you guys, if you've played around with it, to let me know a little bit more about it. Okay, so the first one here I have is BFSEO. So this one's by Tim Plummer from Tamlin Software. You can go to tamlinsoftware.com and check it out. But it is a SEO component, and I know what you're thinking. That's all we need, another SEO component that would override and get locked into, and we have to use for forever and a day on all of our websites. But this is built differently, and Tim's built it really well. What it does is it gives you a centralized console and area to manage all of the metadata of your website. But it doesn't create it in another table and stores it in a separate location. It actually modifies all the core Joomla components that have all of this metadata. What does that mean? For example, if you're editing the metadata for a menu item in Joomla, you navigate to the menu. It might be the About Us page, and then modify the metadata there. But what Tim's component does is it centralizes that all into one place. So it will pull up all the menus, all the content categories, and all the articles all into one centralized area, so that you don't have to jump from part of the website to another part. It's all in one area, and you can modify all the metadata, URLs, and everything else from one location. So it's made it super easy to modify all this stuff without needing to go from place to place. Hopefully that made sense. Check it out on tamalinsoftware.com. Tim has all the details on there. I've been using it on one of our websites for about a month now, and it's absolutely fantastic. Submitted some suggestions to Tim as well to make it a little bit easier to manage. So it's still growing, it's still changing. So please check that one out, especially if you're into search engine optimization for your websites. I know in the next version of Joomla 3.6, 3.7, the search engine friendly URLs will change for Joomla. This plugin won't be affected by it. Because the routing system is completely different. Tim doesn't overwrite the routing system. He still uses it and just modifies the aliases in the core components of Joomla to actually make the search engine friendly URLs. There are other search engine optimization components in Joomla that actually override the Ceph URLs. This one doesn't. It extends the core. So it's a very good way of doing it. So you can uninstall Tim's component altogether, and all of your search engine optimization still works, which is very, very cool. The next component I like to talk about is one from a dev team called Joomla Geeks. I wanted to bring this one up because I've never seen anything like it. We thought about building this type of component a long time ago, but building an online chat system, a chat relay system, is not easy. But these guys went ahead and did it. It's called Joomla Facebook Chatbot, and it's been officially released on the 8th of June, so it's probably going to go through a couple of bug releases and feature requests, etc. But what it does, it allows you to put a chatbot on your website so that users, when they're visiting your website, can chat to the system administrator or the website operator of the site. The cool thing that this does is that it actually automates a few of the chat requests. It automates a part of it, but also connects it to Messenger. And that's Messenger on Facebook. So if you're using Facebook a lot to do your marketing, what this does is creates that lead straight into Facebook marketing from your website, which is absolutely fantastic. If you're tied into Facebook quite deeply, this is another way to get your users straight onto Facebook and connected directly with your business. Now, I haven't tried this one for myself yet. I started having a look at it this morning and started playing around with it and looking at the features. It's fairly cheap. It's under 40 US to purchase a license for this one. You will have to connect it with a Facebook app, so it is a little bit of a setup, but I think it's well worth it. And I think it's worth having a play with to find out how it works and how you can integrate this sort of chatbot and integrated marketing into your website. So check this one out if you wanted to integrate a chatbot onto your website and integrate a quick and easy way for people to connect via Facebook Messenger from your website to you directly. Now, the last extension I wanted to bring up Again, this one I haven't really seen yet, and I'm trying to look up more information about it. Now, this one was sent to me by email from AC Mailing, and it's a new feature that they're embarking on, and it is the editor, the image editor for AC Mailing. So it's incorporating the media manager on upload, being able to crop, resize, and edit the images that go up into Joomla, and then make it appear on a piece of content, or in this case, within their emails that they create for AC Mailing. So it's quite interesting. I'm trying to look for more details about it, but in the new features, it says that you can now edit images and apply certain effects, cropping, rounded corners, etc., a whole bunch more via the editor. Now, I don't know if they're going to make this a separate component or plugin for Joomla. I really hope they do, because this is one really big thing that's missing from Joomla compared to WordPress, where images can be uploaded, resized, and even optimized. So if you're uploading an image from a digital SLR camera, they can be uploaded, optimized, resized to an appropriate size on the screen, and then served up that way. That doesn't currently exist in Joomla, and I really think it does, because we're still finding clients uploading massive images to Joomla and completely disregarding any sort of optimization. So we're telling our clients, you have to take it into Photoshop, optimize your images there, crop it to size, and then upload it to your Joomla website. And for a lot of our clients, they simply can't do that. They don't have a license for Photoshop or GIMP or an online editor of some sort. It's just beyond their skills and capabilities. So having this built into Joomla will be absolutely fantastic. Even if it's an extension that we have to buy and purchase, it will definitely be something that we have on all of our Joomla websites. And that list of essential extensions is growing a little bit more every time we build a website over the years now. That's probably something I should do a podcast about, essential extensions to have on every single Joomla site. Anyway, check it out. If anyone is actually using AC Mailing and have played around with their image editor, please let me know. I'd love to know a little bit more about what you think in regards to AC Mailing's new image editor. So please let me know. Okay, so that's the 3 extensions that have come across my desk recently, and I thought I'd highlight and let everyone know about. If you have some crazy new extension that has been popping up, or you've seen or you've created over the last few months, please let me know. Shoot me an email at mail@joomlabe.at, and I'll get it up on the podcast as well. Okay, so that brings me to an end of this podcast episode. I have a handful of pre-recorded episodes that I did late last year, but I don't know when I'll have the time to actually edit those and get them online. It's been very hard to get a very quiet room to edit all these. Every place that we're in has air conditioning, very loud air conditioning. Thankfully, there is aircon. I'll be absolutely sweltering in this type of heat if we didn't have aircon, so thankfully there is. But yeah, I need a very quiet room to do these podcast episodes and editing. Hopefully I do work that out and I can get these other episodes out. They are fairly good, fairly exciting. Some of them I did at the Joomla World Conference in Bangalore. So it'd be good to finally get those ones out. Anyway, I'm keeping this one short. I have a cold. If you might have noticed throughout the episode, I've been coughing quite a bit. Might be due to all the pollution. But until next time, everyone, please keep your website safe and secure and make sure you keep it backed up. Okay, bye.
You've been listening to the Joomla Beat podcast, bringing together the community of designers, developers, fans, and users from around the globe. Joomla Beat. Joomla Beat.at